I still smell the bleach on my hands the day they locked the front door behind me. Because the dead men who loved me most had hidden $243,000. And left it all to the family janitor. Yeah. They buried my grandfather on a Tuesday. By Wednesday night I was homeless. And by Thursday, I found out why they were so desperate to get their hands on a key I didn't even know I was carrying. My name is Elias, Eli to the people who pretend they know me. 33 years old. Night shift cleaner. The guy who can tell you exactly which mop bucket smells like death at 4 a.m. I lived in the same falling apart colonial with my mom Valerie, my stepdad Marcus, and my little sister Brianna. 5 bedrooms, 1 paycheck, mine. I fixed the furnace with YouTube and prayer. I paid the water bill when the shut-off notice turned pink. I came home smelling like other people's disasters and still cooked spaghetti when everybody forgot dinner. They called it crashing with family. I called it drowning with the anchor tied to my own ankles. Grandpa Joe was the only one who ever looked at me like I was more than the help. He moved in with us when the arthritis turned his knees to gravel. I built the ramp. I cut his pills in half. I sat up with him at 2 a.m. when the ghosts in his lungs wouldn't let him sleep. He'd press a butterscotch candy into my palm and whisper, "Don't waste your life keeping their ship afloat, kid. One day you jump." I laughed. Where was I supposed to swim? The week before he died, he grabbed my wrist so hard it bruised. Red tackle box under my bed. Little brass key on a red string. If I go, you wear it. Don't ask questions till you're alone with it. His eyes were wild, like a man hearing footsteps behind him in an empty house. Then Mom walked in, all fake sweet. "Dad, stop scaring Eli." He let go. I forgot about it. Grief makes you stupid. Lawyer's office smelled like old paper and old. The lawyer read the small stuff first. 10 grand to the VFW. Grandpa's fishing rods to Marcus. Brianna got the vintage Leica he never let her touch when he was alive. Then he looked straight at me. And to my grandson Elias James Carter. I leave my personal effects, safe deposit box 214 at First National, its entire contents, and the account tied to it. Key and instructions have already been delivered to him. You could hear the temperature drop. Mom's smile froze so hard I thought her face would crack. Marcus went the color of spoiled milk. Brianna actually hissed, "What the hell, Grandpa?" The lawyer slid an envelope across the table. My name on it. Grandpa's handwriting. Mom reached for it like it was hers. The lawyer gently blocked her hand. Private. As requested. I felt every pair of eyes in that room trying to burn a hole through my ribs. I stuffed the envelope in my jacket and got out before I did something I couldn't take back. But that wasn't the worst of it. The ride home was a funeral with the corpse still breathing. As soon as the front door shut, the mask came off. "Mom, give me the key, Elias." Me, there is no key yet. It's in the box. Marcus stepped so close I smelled his lunch. You've been freeloading for 12 years. Whatever he left you belongs to all of us. Brianna, live streaming to her private story, imagine thinking you deserve more than the people who actually took care of him. I went to Grandpa's room to breathe. Red tackle box. Under the bed like he said. Inside, brass key on a faded red string and a note in his blocky handwriting. Wear it. Don't trust anyone else with it. Especially not them. I slipped it around my neck. The metal burned cold against my skin. Mom was in the doorway before I could stand. You're not leaving this house with that. For the first time in my life I looked her dead in the eye and said, "Watch me." But the real knife twist. They never even asked if I was okay. Instead, Mom started a new group chat, Row Wedding Dream Team. She added me. First message, seating chart. My name at table 14. Near the kitchen doors. Next to Great Aunt Ruth who smells like mothballs and judgment. I stared at that chart for a long time. Then I typed. Interesting. The guy who paid for the venue gets seated by the swinging door. No answer. So I attached the screenshot of Mom's text handled next to the $34,000 invoice. Still nothing. Just typing bubbles that vanished like cowardice. That's when I made the decision. Not in anger. Anger burns hot and fast. This was colder. Surgical. Wedding day came. I showed up. New suit I paid for with the credit card that's now maxed. Hair cut. Shoes shined. Smiled for the photos like a good big brother. Then, when the coordinator called, immediate family up front. I stayed exactly where I was. Mom's face went the color of ash. Dad hissed, "Caleb, get up here." I looked at him and said, loud enough for the cousins to hear. Front row was $34,000. I didn't pay for the upgrade. You could have heard a bobby pin drop. During the ceremony I sat in the very last row. By myself. Legs stretched into the aisle because it still couldn't bend. When the officiant said, "If anyone has reason these two should not be joined." I didn't stand. But I smiled. Just a little. At the reception I lasted 20 minutes. Long enough to watch Liam and Sophie have their first dance under 20 grand worth of fairy lights my ligament paid for. Long enough to hear Mom whisper yell, "You're embarrassing us." I leaned in close and whispered back. "No, Mom. You embarrassed yourselves the moment you decided my body was less important than table linens." Then I walked out. Didn't slam the door. Just left. Like smoke clearing after the fire's out. I haven't spoken to them since. Not one word. They paid me back in 2 chunks, 6 months late, with tears and, "You've changed," and, "This isn't who we raised." I didn't cash the checks right away. I framed them. Hung them in my locker at the station next to the photo of the rookie I saved the night my knee exploded. He still texts every week, "You good, LT?" I always answer, "Getting there." Some nights I ice my knee and wonder if I'm the villain for finally saying no. Most nights I sleep like a man who stopped carrying dead weight. So here's my question to you, because I still don't have the answer. When the people who are supposed to choose you don't, how long are you supposed to keep choosing them? If it was you, would you have sat in the front row anyway? Or would you have burned the whole thing down with you in it? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. Because some fires, you don't put out. You just walk away. And let them finally feel what heat really is.